Hey there VC, Mick back, this time with a new installment of my 6 of the Best series, and this time it's focusing on 80s deep jazz reality. And let's kick it off with the Prince of Jazzcore, John Zorn. This is Cobra, a key set from 86 by Zorn. Featuring Bill Frisell, Elliott Sharp, Wayne Horvitz, Christian Marclay, some drum machine on here, Ardo Lindsay's on here, Zena Parkins is on here. It's an all-star lineup. And check out this cover art, fantastic. You get a studio version, and you can probably see there a live version. This is out and could challenge what you call jazz, but it's definitely jazz. Next up, we have Last Exit, and this is an all-star free jazz band featuring Sonny Sharrock, Peter Brotzman, Bill Laswell, and Ronald Shannon Jackson on drums. Somehow I've ended up with a Japanese version. This was recorded in Paris and came out on the celluloid label via Enemy. This is out there free jazz and creates quite the clutter. And there we go. There's the label. Recommended if you're into Peter Brotzman. Okay, next we go a little bit further afield, this time to Poland, and we go to Poland to go to Thomas Stanko on his free electronic album. This is actually a double album that came out in 1986, and it's on the Pol Jazz label. The album states what it is. It is modal jazz with electronic over thoughts and interludes. Some fantastic artwork there. Once again, taking jazz to the limits, but in the context of something that could have easily been as much as part of 1980 or late 1960s or even today. And there we go. There's the very distinctive Pol Jazz label. Next up, we have Edward Vasala, and this album's called Lumi. This has Harker on bass, and Tom Bildo on trombone and tuba. Recorded in Finland in June 1986. And on the ECM label. ECM was still going strong in the 80s and before they hit the digital wall, but I'm looking at this, it appears to have some digital elements, and once again you have modal jazz, but this is certainly mixing it into a well thought out piece. Edward Vasala is responsible for Sound and Fury, so maybe that will give you a hint. And the ECM label of the day looks something like that. Okay, now one of my guitar heroes up next, Derek Bailey, and this is Aida, and this is solo improvisations from Derek on the Always Great Incas label. I think this one came out in 1982, and it features Derek plucking his way, picking his way through some solo jazz, and on the back there you can see Derek there sitting there. And for those unfamiliar, there's the Incas label. Okay, number 6, all-star lineup here: George Lewis, Steve Lacy, Misha Mengelberg, Arjun Gorta, and Han Banik on drums. Here they find themselves in a studio in Milano, reinterpreting Herbie Nichols. Now, as soon as you hear Han Banik, you think, how is that going to happen? Well, Han, besides being a fantastic out drummer, is just a good drummer. What they do here is they do change the nature of Herbie Nichols' work, and certainly do take it to places their individual reputations mention. This is called Change of Seasons. It's out on the Soul Note label. Which is Italian. Some key albums there, and I've called it 80's Deep Jazz Reality because I want to reflect that there's a heap of jazz albums from the 80s that are still available for a reasonable price that are well worth getting. It wasn't all cheese, it wasn't all Kenny G and smooth jazz. There was still a lot of vanguard music happening and pushing jazz forward, so stay tuned for take 2. Okay, see everyone soon.